I'm tired. Those are the words many of us have trained ourselves to use. And maybe you are physically tired, but maybe you're not just tired alone. Maybe I'm tired has become a mask for something deeper. Like, for example, I have too many decisions, or I don't know where to start. Everything feels repetitive. I'm mentally overloaded. I'm tired of having to push myself through things that should already have more structure. And that's where a lot of people get confused. You think the problem is your energy, but often the problem is life asking you to redecide the same things over and over again. And far too much depends on your mood, your motivation, or if you feel like taking that on today. What happens when you're tired, discouraged, or irritated? What happens when the day already feels exhausting before it's even begun? That's exactly why standards are necessary. Humans need a baseline. In psychology and biology, there's a word for it: homeostasis. It means a balanced state that your body and mind are always trying to return to. And guess what standards do? They create that kind of baseline daily. They decide how things get done. They provide rules and rhythm and give you something to return to, whether you feel motivated or not. And when you do not have that kind of baseline in daily life, everything starts depending on too many unstable things. Your mood, your motivation, your energy, your circumstances, how frustrated you feel, how far behind you feel, whether the day feels heavy or light. And that's a shaky way to live. Because without standards, everything becomes a negotiation. Should I do it now? Maybe it can wait. Maybe later. I don't feel like it. I'll do it tomorrow. I know I should, but that kind of inner bargaining drains enormous energy. And that is the reason many of us are tired all of the time. Not only because life is demanding, but because too much of life has to be redecided every single day. Standards reduce that. They reduce friction. They reduce fatigue. They reduce the amount of energy wasted trying to convince yourself to do things that should already have a place in your life. When you have standards, you don't have to reinvent yourself every single morning. You're not waking up asking, who am I today? What do I feel like doing today? Do I even care enough today? Can I make myself want it badly enough today? No. With standards, some things are already decided. For example, with standards, you know, this is how I do my morning. This is how I reset my kitchen. This is what gets handled before bed. This is what I do when something starts slipping. This is the baseline I return to when life starts feeling messy. This is not rigidity. This is support. This is not perfection. This is steadiness. Moods are real, but moods were never meant to lead your life. That's what standards are for. They hold things steady when your feelings do not. They reduce negotiation. They create a baseline. They make life feel steadier. You're not failing because of your moods. You're failing because you don't have standards. Hi, I'm Emily Camacho and this is Craft Cottage Inc. Save this because tomorrow I'm coming back with something you can actually use to build your own standards.